this tournament. With such important victories on the line, we're bound to have some exciting rocketry. It's KCorp versus Team BDS.
Who needs national rivalries when you can have France against France with a little bit of Rise on the side? It's BDS against KC for the fourth time with these rosters. BDS currently trailing 2-1 in overall series, looking to tie things up and send KCorp to the lower bracket.
It is 1-1 this split as well, and Johnny boy, I don't know whose idea it was to put us two together, but they've made a huge mistake here, and I cannot wait for this series.
You know what, this hopefully will be a series not involving many mistakes. We saw plenty earlier on in Hogan mode against Monaco, but we're really hoping for another banger, the likes of which we've just seen in the other upper semi-final team, Liquid and Vitality, really putting on a show. I don't think that, you know, Vatira wants this to be that close. Last time they were able to sweep BDS. They'll probably want to run that back. Oh, Monkeyman nearly able to read the 50-50 Rise sent towards him. It does just trickle wide. KCorp with a bit of a scare early on there.
And the Spring Open as well, you got to go back to Regional 1 of the split. That was BDS's day in the lower bracket, beating KCorp 4-2. So it's not, I know the last series was pretty one-sided towards KCorp, but BDS certainly know how to beat this side.
Yeah, BDS have really settled in well this split. They started off with, you know, a very nervous performance actually in the Gamers Led Borders EU qualifier. That did not look good going into this RLCS split, but as soon as they got into the actual RLCS regionals, they've looked phenomenal. They had to qualify for the first one, of course, and they did that, haven't looked back. Now they're not just qualified to the major, but trying to play for preferential seeding as well. That's a big deal in this format. EU 4 seed will play NA 4 seed at the Spring Major. If you want to dodge that, you've got to get up in the standings. If you want to take on the South American team, or maybe even NA's 5th seed, that's what BDS are really playing for here.
Even Vitality, they're looking pretty comfortable right now in the standings, but clearly this regional meaning a lot to them as well, and this is just wide open here for Exotic, who just finds one end-to-end here. And where is BDS going? I'm just trying to look for a third man. Seiko's nowhere to be seen. They're just all over-committed on the wrong side of the pitch.
Yeah, they got a little bit caught out there. Everybody, you know, on the same page in one way. They're all thinking, right, we're attacking here. Let's see if we can get a goal. And then suddenly out of nowhere, a passing play in defense results in an open net at the other side of the pitch. And that's a bit of an overextension there by BDS. Can't afford to do that against such a sound team as KCorp. They're very quick at spotting those openings. Any gap, no matter where it is, could lead to a goal. Just 50-50 game. Been a big part of this matchup as well. Oh, well bumped there. I don't think Vatira realized it was happening, and the follow-up is going to go away from them as well. But the bump was great, but Vatira didn't expect it to land.
Yeah, he made that a little bit harder than he needed to there, I think, Vatira. And it should probably be 2-0 here to KCorp, but nevertheless, BDS do get away with one here as Rise tries to go to work. Does get the flip reset over the top, but Exotic is right there, Monkey Moon. And look at this KCorp army. I mean, T-Bates would say himself, Johnny, this is just a counter-attacking defensive output here from KCorp as an infield pass. Oh, no! I think that might have been an own save there. BDS, they're getting in the way of their own shots as the demo this time came through down the other end, but again, no team can find a way through.
It definitely was an unsave. That's going to be a goal for Vatira at the other end. Well, BDS will feel pretty hard done by there. It's actually fakes one way, just trips the middle. No one at BDS ready for that pass. And Vatira, unfortunately for them, was lurking at that back post and slots it in the near post bottom corner.
Just another phenomenal counter-attack there from KCorp. This team just know how to do it, know how to get it done here off the kickoff now. Monkey Moon throws one on net. As Itachi working the ball forward. BDS just, they're getting a little bit caught out, and again, this is just open. This feels like the rotations are coming in so slow right now for BDS, sending 1-2 men at every play, and the third man, well, he's off getting boost. He's not ready for any sort of defending. As Rise trying to work the ball forward. BDS playing so high up the pitch here, Johnny, but I don't think it's working for them.
Well, you know, if you're going to play high up the pitch like this, you have to put your opponents on the back foot. You need to put pressure on them, otherwise at any moment, they could just send it straight down the middle of the pitch or down either of the flanks and into the back of your net with one more touch. So, you know, BDS, they've been known for this for years now. Ever since they started dominating in the open era, this is what they did. They just relentlessly attacked. But KCorp are just handling it brilliantly here. They're keeping an eye on their boost totals. They're fighting for those back corner boosts, not allowing BDS to just dominate them.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. BDS is sort of, they're the kings of the half rotation. You know, they're happy to turn around 30 boost and just get that touch in midfield, but it hasn't worked for them so far in game one. The pre-jump play, I don't mind it there. Shot net is weak. Vatira getting bumped and still does find a way out. BDS still attacking and KCorp still very awkward here. 40 seconds left. BDS, Johnny, you feel like they need to get a goal right now. Things are getting desperate here in game one.
It's a good chance for them though. Bump lands! Seiko couldn't get enough behind it. In fact, he's put it wide. I don't think he was expecting it to be just that open, but for the second time this game, BDS have landed a bumper and a demo on the goalkeeper, and there's been no shot behind it.
They're almost surprised when it happens, I think. Seiko, surely that looked like a shot was going to come in, but he's overthinking it. Rise now trying to put a top corner. Perhaps the more direct approach here from BDS will come through as Monkey Moon does get one back. And there's still enough time.
That's a great pass down by Monkey Moon. Vatira doesn't do a very good job with this clear. They're trying to keep the ball away from the front of the goal. I think just popping it above the net there, but it didn't get enough on it. It left it completely free for Monkey Moon, but looks like back left kickoff there, back right kickoff, sorry, for KCorp. Secures possession. Oh, Vatira's missed it though. It's actually with a cover.
This is very close here. Is the ball still alive? It's up now. Monkey Moon, can he get it set?
Oh!
Set out. The whifty to end game number one. And KCorp have ran away with a couple of cheap goals to start the game. And well, it felt like it was all BDS. If you look at the landscape of where the possession was, where the ball was on the pitch, but they just overthought the attack. They couldn't find a way through. They were going for the extra pass, Johnny, and it's cost them in the end.
Yeah, that was really, really dangerous for KCorp for an extended period of time there. I mean, they've taken game one, but BDS were definitely the aggressor for the majority of the game. They had a bump land early in the game that, didn't have a shot follow-up. They accidentally saved their own shot. Then they had a demo land and they didn't have a shot to follow it up. They had so many clear-cut chances, and it didn't look like KCorp were actually having a good time or having fun defending all that. That was very, very close to going heavily, in fact, in BDS favor. So, if BDS can just make a couple of tweaks there, mainly with their timing of that second man either arriving a bit too early to make the right decision, or the timing of their shots to actually hit the net when it is open. If they can get those small tweaks, then this could easily swing in their favor.
Yeah, I just keep thinking about that Seiko moment. The bump came through, it was an open net, and he has just fired it, not even off the post. He's put it so far wide, it had to have been a pass. Perhaps not expecting it off the kickoff, could have been a goal. Blocked out off the sidewall, but KCorp now on the attack. This is foreign territory for them after game one, where it was all in the blue end here. Vatira is just bullying his way through. He's making everyone out. He's got Rise in. Oh no!
Oh, it's going to go!
There's just no way! Seiko has faked the ball out, but he looked like the third man here for KCorp. I mean, where's Itachi going?
Oh, but I mean, I don't blame Vatira for going for this, because anytime, as we all know, anytime you land a mind game in Rocket League, your brain just tells you, right, we're going all in here. This is going to look brilliant in the replay if we can score right now. We can make the opponent watch himself getting faked, and then you 50-50 into your own net across the pitch. Just Monkey Moon at the other end. Doesn't even give us time to think about the last goal. BDS put in a second one.
This is two massive mistakes here. This time Exotic has not landed on the backboard. He tried to touch it to himself, and he's headbutted the side post again. KCorp, a team we're looking at, the former major winners, best team in the world, and they're making mistakes that we're seeing in a lot lower ranks than this. It's quite interesting.
Well, this is one of the reasons why, no matter what meta shift happens in Rocket League, mistakes in defense will always be punished, because it's just so open when you do that. And here's another one. If you're not on point in defense, it's in your net. But hey, if you're not on point in offense, you're just hitting the post and maybe your teammate scores. It's really difficult to get it right when everybody's boxed up together here. KCorp just have a 50-50 in the corner. Vatira's pinged it in middle, no one is ready, and it's immediately shot into their net. Back into the game by our KCorp.
Yeah, it's a great pass from Vatira, but still, it is messy Rocket League right now. It's not what you want to see. Rise again, doesn't quite get the shot exactly how he wants it, and these three goals, this has not exactly been international top quality, world-class standard, but, well, BDS will certainly take this 1-goal lead here, and they might take one more. Monkey Moon on net, saved by Vatira coming off the corner. He was disappeared in there. I couldn't see him. He was invisible.
Roldos was right. He was so invisible that BDS didn't even see him in the net there. They thought it was open. We thought it was open. Vatira just comes out of the shadows and makes the save.
He's taken the invisible meme to new levels here, Vatira. That's what we love about him. As Itachi does it for reset, and the bumps are coming through. Vatira getting so aggressive. A lot less invisible now. Seiko in big trouble. Vatira gets there, but blocked out by Seiko.
Yeah, good position there by Itachi, but is clear towards Vatira. Not enough juice on it. Is pounced on by BDS. Seiko reads that all day. You got to get your clears to land if you're trying to pass down the line. Vatira was not expecting that one to be so short. BDS punish KCorp once again.
Seiko just found himself in the perfect spot in midfield, and how good was his first touch? Just off the corner onto the backboard. He knew exactly where that was going as soon as he hit it. Gets the read as well. BDS will... A bit of reward for effort now, Johnny. It felt like game one, as you said. They were the aggressors. They were pushing it forward, and now they're getting reward. But a touch is going to double. Goes wide. Exotic tries to get the follow-up. Now might be a BDS counter-attack. Monkey Moon's first touch is... Well, I don't want to say abysmal, but it wasn't exactly what he wanted as he ran out of boost as well. Exotic now is going for the bump on Rise. Doesn't get the touch. Seiko helps the defense out there. BDS get out of trouble.
Oh, it's a great save by Rise there. Exotic trying to air dribble bump him. Rise dodged the bump, pinged it into the bar, and BDS were able to follow up and clear it. So valuable time being wasted here, time that KCorp need. That's another heavy first touch for Monkey Moon, but he's getting back to the ball every time, so he is making sure to follow up. Oh my goodness, that would have been either the luckiest or the best pass, depending who you ask.
He is absolutely fired that at Rise, who almost found a top corner, and well, BDS with a 2-goal lead, they want more. Exotic has to pop this one up. Itachi's not ready for it, and Monkey Moon, this is what he does. He half rotates in, he keeps the pressure, and it forces a clear out of KCorp. The demo's coming through. Vatira's having to do anything. The whiffs, or perhaps the leave there from Exotic was more like it, and KCorp, well, they're managing to hold on, but they're still looking in big trouble here in defense.
Oh, here goes Vatira. Again, Rise able to dodge that air dribble bump. It was an air dribble bump pass from Vatira this time, and Rise got over the top of it to make a crucial touch. Route 1 isn't working for KCorp. The offload down the line failed earlier on, resulted in a counter-attack going in their net. Hold on, that's almost gone the whole way, but BDS have managed to find the balance that time with keeping up their aggression. But can they stop Itachi? No, they can't. Another tap-in for the Merchant himself. And by tap-in, we mean perfect bar-down shot.
Yeah, Itachi, as they call him. You said it perfectly. He just puts it top corner, if you don't mind. And there's a lot of life left in this game here, game number 2. BDS feels like they've had a good hold of this game, but I don't know, KCorp feel like they could score out of anywhere, as well as Vatira throws that one on. He gets a touchy again. That's an awful touch. Exotic has to back up. And BDS will be looking to just kill a bit of time off this clock here. 1 minute. Try and make it work, but all of a sudden Monkey Moon is just on a massive island by himself with no boost, but KCorp couldn't capitalise.
Oh, there's a good chance though. Infield pass off the post, and it's bounced horribly for KCorp. That was so close. But because it was so close, it actually bounced to clear itself, and now they're all over each other in an attempt to get the pressure on BDS. They have stumbled on top of each other multiple times, but hey, they're still got the attack going. Vatira almost to the end of a double tap. BDS looking for a 50-50 as boost runs dry.
What is going on? I don't know what's happening. Itachi now, double touch. Can he get it? He feels like he's on the angle. He does get the 50. A huge save from Monkey Moon. Vatira still in the air. Rise getting bumped, but he still gets a touch. KCorp trying to push forward here. 20 seconds left. Seiko, can he get the stealer for BDS? Rise gets up, fires it on. Itachi with the block. Seiko pushing forward now. BDS trying to hold on. Seiko doing everything he can to get 8 touches on the ball. With 8 seconds left, you feel like BDS should be locking this one down. KCorp still in defense. Will we get a tied series here? It felt... I don't know what this game has been, but I've enjoyed every second of it as Seiko tries to get it down. BDS tie it up. And a fantastic response from the pink team.
Yeah, the team that dominated game 1 had a bit more of a back and forth in game 2, but actually got the win this time. Much more even in terms of shot distribution, much more even in terms of time and attack, but This time BDS were able to find the balance. They did not overextend. They did not allow KCorp to hit them on the counter. And we actually nearly had a double tap-in merchant moment as well from Itachi, which would have been brilliant. It would have been an equalizer had he got it on target. But before that, definitely some misplays. As Exotic had a miss off the backboard, Itachi had a miss clear that was easily intercepted. A lot of mistakes there from KCorp that BDS were able to capitalize on.
I love it though. You can feel the pressure. Pressure, it forces these mistakes, but it makes for messy Rocket League. But you can just feel the stakes on the line right now. Both sides wanting to get the wood over each other. As we said, it's 1-1 so far this split. KCorp just dismantling BDS in the Spring Cup, and here we are, Spring Invitational. BDS trying to get one back on them now. Maybe Seiko can get to work. This is just, it's been I don't know what it is, Johnny. I feel like when I cast with Stumpy, we just get these absolute belters of series, but with me and you, I'm just going to say, like, we might still get a Game 7, but I feel like we have brought some chaos. Like this.
Are you saying that I'm a magnet to bad gameplay? That would explain a lot. I'm not
saying this is bad gameplay. I'm saying it's entertaining as Itachi again. Last game it was top right. This time it's almost top left.
He's back at it again. When you've got a striker like Itachi on your team, the game's a lot easier to win. KCorp up by 1. A lot of time left for BDS. If you are hoping for the BDS KCorp ultimate split rivalry, if you're a neutral fan watching this one, you're going to want BDS to win this because, BDS were sent to the lower bracket by KCorp in Regional 1 before getting their revenge in the lower semi-final. And then KCorp just eliminated them from the tournament last time. So this could tie it could be a complete mirror, basically, of Regional 1 if BDS win here. Then potentially, I think it's even a likelihood the two teams could match up again later on in the tournament, and we could get to watch a 5th match between the two with it completely tied across the split.
Certainly would leave for an interesting major, having both teams there as Rise has to get back, does so. Monkey Moon just flies across the midfield. That's what we'd like to see from him. As the demos come through now, Seiko can get to work. Exotic has to pre-jump, but he gets faked. Vatira right there. Great communication from KCorp, and fantastic work again. That's a great pass. Itachi tries to spot it away, but he thought the post was even more appetizing as the low 50 comes through from Exotic. Now Vatira, what can he do? He's got to reset. Monkey Moon gets on the backboard in time. Both teams holding on.
A lot of redirect opportunities for both teams. Keeping their ball cam on as they rotate back, just in case a teammate launches the ball straight towards them. Vatira with options here. He looks for Exotic at the far side of the box. Exotic did knock it downwards. It's actually decided that's not worth committing for. Already up by 1. Let's play this one a little bit more safely.
There's an opportunity. The bumps are coming through. Seiko, he gets beaten to the ball by Itachi. Monkey Moon's in big trouble now. BDS scrambling back. Itachi goes for the musty. The flip reset. Everything was coming through. BDS, the scramble defense holds on, and maybe the counter-attack can be even better off the backboard. Exotic's in big trouble. Shot on net. Itachi drops down from the ceiling and saves the day for KCorp.
These are the kind of moments where BDS can sometimes get in trouble. They're all in the offensive corner. They're all very close to the ball. They need to avoid a double commit here. They've got clean touches like these. Yeah, why not? Just go for it. Can they avoid those mistakes that plagued them in Game 1? Those mistakes that have really plagued them at times throughout this entire split. Seiko always looking for those flip resets at the end of his air dribbles. That one shut down pretty early. A very quiet game compared to the one we saw before. Less mistakes to capitalize on.
A lot less mistakes across the board, and a few demos could be the answer to open it up here for BDS as a shot gets fired on net. Vatira, that's every day of the week for him as Monkey Moon again, so fast to turn in midfield. Seiko outpacing free shot Monkey. He just puts it behind Itachi. It's right there. He goes to 1, 2, 3.
Selfless play from BDS. Everybody looking for a pass, knowing that the shot was expected. Everybody playing the ball away from KCorp and only taking a shot once the goal's wide open. What an equalizer. BDS with so many consecutive touches on the ball. Can they make another one happen? No, it's an air dribble bump actually in defense this time. What if KCorp got in an answer to that? That was, I think, the cleanest goal we've seen all day.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And Rise, he was actually too slow to get the shot on. He was so deep third man that the pass was just such a fantastic option to throw it over to Monkey Moon and really open up the net there. Just such a smart play under so much pressure as well. 1 goal down, but they found that equaliser now, and it's time for BDS to just settle again into their play style. There's no rush on the offense now as Monkey Moon does beat out. He tries to get one more on it. Vatira's in trouble, gets bumped out of the way, does get a touch on it. Rise just forcing the ball, going for a beat. He's still got boost, he's still got pace, but Exotic meets him one better. Seiko stop it, goes the double. Vatira's ready for it. Counter-attack the other end. This is the Rocket League. We want to see the bumps coming through. The shots are coming through, but everything is going wide.
Wow, well, that really could have gone anywhere. We had 3 players up in the air, all playing the ball. Somehow it hit the bar and went into a safe position. BDS get away with one there. Tachi, the air double bump did look threatening, but as the closing seconds commence, who's going to have the last real chance? BDS fighting for possession, but Exotic gets away with it. Seiko, clean beat. Tachi.
Oh no!
Dunked on by Vatira. Oh my goodness! Vatira's the imposter.
The absolute bottle job at the worst moment here. KCorp, they've handed it to Seiko. And Vatira's dunked his teammate a touch. He had the free corner clear, but there was no trust, there was no communication. And at the worst of times, KCorp have capitulated. BDS now could just run away. Can KCorp get an answer? The reset off the kickoff. BDS do drop the ball.
Oh my.
A goal out of nothing and an instant timeout from KCorp. That is understandable.
Yeah, timeout. We need to get a breather after that one, boys. Just deep breaths, hold on. It's fine. I mean, he's anything but invisible in that play, Vatira. He was a bit, front and center, just blatant, if anything. So I don't know if the invisibility accusations are really ringing true here, but let's see how they bounce back from that. Obviously, a massive, massive blunder from one of the best players in the world. But it was BDS speed that really built up all throughout the game, and I think it got KCorp just overthinking it a little bit as we got into the business end of the game. They're thinking, oh, BDS they're getting pretty quick to the ball actually. Rise dusting someone, Seiko dusting someone, Monkey Moon always quick up in the air, and they went too quick. They just didn't think before going.
I mean, if that play there doesn't just sum up the pressure right now in the series, the intensity, the pace, Vatira just panicking there with 10 seconds left. Seiko's shot, it didn't have that much power on it, and
no.
Tachi had it every day of the week, but Vatira just felt he had to go just in case his teammate didn't have it. And in the end, he's just put himself in the worst position possible. I mean, as we said, it's not peak Rocket League gameplay, Johnny, but it is peak entertainment right now. I'm absolutely loving the intensity, the pressure, the mistakes are at an all-time high.
Yeah, I think it really is a bit of both. I think some of these mistakes are absolutely, I mean, that is an unforced error by Vatira. There's absolutely no reason to be making a mistake like that at this level. On Forbidden Temple as well, Exotic missing an overhead clear, that is completely unforced, inexcusable at this level. But a lot of these mistakes are certainly forced. We got a very fast-paced game on our hands, and BDS have applied a ton of pressure to KCorp since game 1, which KCorp actually won. They took the dub in game 1. But yeah, the pressure is mounting. BDS are not holding back. They are really taking the race to KCorp. Anytime the ball's in the air, Monkey Moon, Seiko, Rise, whoever it is, they are up without any hesitation. And KCorp will be aware of that. They've got to immediately decide every time that they're thinking about going for the ball, they've just got to decide whether or not they should go. There's no time to communicate. You just have to go. If you communicate who's got it, you're getting beaten. BDS are playing like this. So KCorp just have to spread out a little bit more. I think they're getting on top of each other too much, and it's causing these mistakes to occur. If they can give each other a bit more space on the pitch, then I think they can match BDS for speed here.
Well, whether it's BDS's pressure or whether it's whenever I join the lobby, I just bring a little hint of OCE with me. We're about to find out here in game number 4 as BDS, after game 1, have just taken a bit of a stranglehold of this series. It is a best of 7. It's not exactly panic stations just yet for KCorp. The mistakes are obvious, the misplays are evident, but can they fix them? Can they get to work offensively? Bumps coming through, it's Hachi, but Rise is quicker, and Rise has put it on target. Exotic gets back, open net, surely. Seiko doesn't get it even on target right now. BDS still on the attack. That is the positive. But that feels like it could have been a goal. It's got to be open down the other end. Exotic, surely. Yes, he does.
Wow.
And BDS, well, it's a 2-goal swing.
Exotic's just doing everything for his team here. Great pass from Itachi, to be fair, but Exotic with a 1v2 double save quickly gets down the line as a passing option and just gave Itachi such a large area of the field to aim for there. Slots the open net. Just fantastic stuff from Exotic after an attack went completely wrong and it looked like it might be just going all the way for BDS once again.
It's not the most clinical gameplay, but, well, one side, one way or another is trying to get the job done here. Sometimes it's counter-attacks. We've seen some beautiful plays coming out from BDS as Monkey Moon tries to make another one work. Rise, keeping the ball in. This could be the BDS special. The BDS pass play, double commit. Vatira gets the save. Monkey Moon off the sidewall. All of KCorp in net, ready to go, ready to counter-attack. And Vatira leads the charge.
Oh, surely it is going to be Exotic for a second goal. Itachi and Exotic combining for both goals in this game. But Vatira off the ball. Demos Rise to win back possession and then boxes Monkey Man out of the play. He won't get any assist or goal credit, but he's doing a lot for his team.
I said it, he just stormed downfield, Vatira. The pace on the counter-attack, and he found the bump as well. KCorp just too fast, catching out BDS. They didn't give them time to set up their defense to rotate properly. In the end, it was an open net, a fantastic infield play there from KCorp. Getting a 2-goal lead, a great response off the timeout as well.
Oh, it's actually make the double here. Exotic blocked by Seiko. These kind of covering touches are sometimes really difficult to find, but BDS have done well there.
Oh, what is happening?
Monkey Man is just trying to guide this ball back into the corner. It was a bit risky for a second there, but as long as he keeps it in that back corner, it's difficult for KarmingCorp to really do anything with it. Seiko up, clean beat once again. Not enough boost to get back to it, but the defender had to respect it. Vatira flies right past the ball. He has to respect the fact that Seiko could be doubling it.
Super important for that boost grab as well. Seiko just lunging downfield. Rise looking for the bumps, looking for some offense, but BDS just not finding a way through at the moment. Since that counter-attack, that 2-goal swing at the start of the game, it feels like KCorp are really playing the game on their terms right now, playing it at their pace. As Rise last man does enough, allows Seiko to get back. He's got boost to work with. He's trying to work the ball downfield. Beautiful second touch, opens up so much room now on the left-hand side. He throws it central, but with no boost, that's all he could do. Vatira pushing forward again. KCorp, everything feels on their terms. All the bumps going their way, and every single time the ball feels like it's channeling towards that net, towards BDS's end. As Exotic now wins a 50. He's got another touch. Does he have a center pass? No. It's Monkey Moon to get the save, Johnny, but BDS just cannot get this ball out of their end. It's just trouble left, right, and center, and it's an open net for Exotic.
And once again, it's Itachi to Exotic. 3 assists for Itachi, 3 goals for Exotic. Rise pre-jumping in net, expecting Itachi to be doubling it on target. He did not see the double tap pass coming, and once more again, Vatira started that play, threatening to bump BDS goalkeepers. They've always got to pay attention to that third man as KC attack with everyone for the third time. Even on a 2-goal lead, they send the house.
I'm not sure what they said in that timeout, or what they drunk, but I need some of it. I want to know what they said, because they have absolutely turned this series around. As BDS don't really have an answer now. Exotic's very awkward. He has whiffed it. Vatira just knows he's ready. He's ready for the bottom right shot, finds a way. BDS still pushing forward. They're overcomplicating it. It feels like game 1 again. The offense just a little bit messy. The shots are coming through. Vatira just, he's made the bottom right corner his own at the moment in the defensive end, just knowing every single time where the shots are coming through, and has read Monkey Moon like a book.
Yeah, it's Rise as well. A couple of shots this game. He's tried to go for that bottom corner. This time he finds it. But, I really do think that next time he's got a defended net to aim at, he's got to just hit it straight at the goalie, because we're seeing a lot of pre-jumps for KarmingCorp in this game. A lot of pre-jumps in defense. A lot of players on the back wall trying to defend. You know, if you got players up high pre-jumping, just hits it low. If Rise can just read that and hits it straight at KarmiCorp, he might just get a free goal. They've got 50 seconds to work with. 2 goals down.
We're seeing those slow roller shots, the P-rollers becoming more and more effective as the defense gets better. Rise, what are you doing? Throws the ball to Exotic. That's a beautiful assist. BDS said, just have it, because that was a shocking play from Rise.
I have to think that he was trying to double tap that off his own backboard, either straight back into midfield or into his back corner, but he's missed it completely, so it's just a free shot for Exotic. That's not what he had advice.
I think, he's tried to get it into his own corner, but ended up pinching the ball, and he's thought, oh goodness, I'm going to have to try and get back to this, and he's made an absolute mess of it. Last game it was KCorp making all the mistakes. This time, BDS just taking a leaf out of their book.
Listen, just imagine the threat of Rise and Redosin on the same team. No goal is made. You just got every goal under constant threat. I mean, they really have taken that upon themselves to keep everyone guessing. You know, keep everyone on their toes. So in the moment that we're going to have a tie series, and it might be. I don't know. Do you call a timeout here? This was pretty convincing for KarmiCorp. I think you do. I think you called it. I don't think they will, but I think they should. KarmiCorp have gotten back to themselves there. 4 goals for Exotic, 3 assists for Itachi. And Vatira doing a lot of work off the ball here, as well as 4 saves. They've really done well in this game to bring the series back into their control.
Yeah, I'd call a timeout, Johnny. Like, I was a massive fan of a timeout, and just in any situation, I've called a timeout, ladies and gentlemen, 3-0 up in a best of 7.
Yeah, what was the reason again? Why did you call it timeout?
I wanted to eat a banana. It was next to me, and I just felt like the 59 seconds that you get in between games wasn't long enough. So I just felt like I just needed that extra couple minutes just to really get some energy in. And I think we lost game 4. So I can't recommend it, ladies and gentlemen, when you are winning a series. But I think that would have been the perfect time for BDS to call the timeout. Nevertheless, they
So actually, you're the only person who's ever called a timeout when you've just won a game. And also, 100% of the time that's happened, it's resulted in the next game being a loss. So we need some more stats here. We need more teams to do this. See if CJ was really cooking something up there. You know, one game, well, it's not enough of a sample size. It might be a great idea to just win game 1 and imagine win game 1, call a timeout. The other team's mental is going to be in shambles. These guys are so confident. They've just called a timeout after winning.
That's what I'm saying, and I think it works 9 out of 10 times. I've just been the 1 out of 10.
You were just the other one.
I was just the other one and the only one to start it. So make sure if you're in any tournaments, ladies and gentlemen, with timeouts, that you use them to your effect. When you are winning, Rise trying to get effective on the double touch, goes wide, Monkey Moon follow-up. Touchy on the pre-jump as well, tries to make it work. Exotic on the counter-attack. This feels like KCorp's recipe for success. Double whiff BDS, but KCorp not expecting it.
Oh, that was, completely unexpected. Both players missing. But, it might be for the best that they both missed because they were coming at the ball from different angles. There was a good chance that they were going to block each other in that touch and just dump it in front of their net. Here KarmiCorp are, once again, trying to apply the squeeze, but Noise Rise there just darting into the back corner, taking that boost before it could be stolen. And that was all he needed to do to stop KarmiCorp's attack.
Yeah, it's all this resource management from both sides here. It's hugely effective. Monkey still has a little bit of boost. He's going to sit behind it, and there he is. That man Rise rotating into KCorp's corner, grabbing that corner boost and staying on the attack, keeping the pressure on, trying to just whittle down this KCorp defense. Monkey Moon flip reset. That's a beautiful touch, but Vatira's ready for it. It feels like, Johnny, he's been ready for every single one of those touches, every top corner, bottom corner. He's ready to perfection, and now on a counter-attack, Itachi gets it on net, the bumps coming through, Exotic follow-up, Rise just throws himself for the ball, keeps it out of the net.
Yeah, great defense by BDS, the save on the goal line, and then the follow-up from Rise as well, just making himself as big as possible, closing the gap to the follow-up shot. And Rise is playing that one low there, but Exotic was ready for it. Couple of goalkeepers to get past. Seiko in a 1v2 in defense does well. He does very well. He actually turns the attack around on KC. Boost is at such a premium here. Monkey Moon here with hardly any. Itachi likewise. Both teams refused to leave the ball and give the other team a free touch on it. But it's really dwindling their boost down low.
Yeah, this is the opposite of North American Rocket League right now. There is no space on the pitch. Itachi throws it on. Monkey Moon throws himself across net. The 50-50's coming through. Exotic. He's faking the ball. He's saving his flip. But again, KCorp just overcommit second and third man. A little bit of miscommunication. Leads it down the other end. But BDS are not ready to attack. And Vatira is, though, locked out by Monkey Moon.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting to see KCorp do that. They've got two players very ready to intercept any bad clear. And even if the ball does go over them, they were still fine. They managed to read that a hard clear was not really possible there. Oh my goodness, Vatira's just got a flick and no one's challenging. 1-0. And I am so shocked not to see someone go for him here. Rise and Seiko both thought the other would go.
Yeah, that's Seiko's job. As soon as Rise has to block the shot, but if Vatira's going to fake it, Seiko has to get a challenge in there. But the respect was too high for Vatira. No one from BDS going, no one forcing the challenge to make it easy for their teammate. It's costly. It proves that the communication has to be in an all-time high for both sides. Now BDS, can they answer? It's an open net, but Rise with 0 boost just gets no power at all on the shot. The demo could help. The fake could help. Monkey Moon goes low, but Itachi just gets around the 50 somehow.
You know, I really think what's happened there is that the double commit from earlier probably has BDS telling each other, let's just calm down, let's just calm in defense, and they probably over-communicated there. They're probably most likely both saying, you go, no, I've got it, nobody goes. You know, you don't really have time to do that when Vatira's about to flick the ball in your top corner. You have to just rely on your instinct. You have to just know who's going, depending on what happens. And yeah, BDS trying, I think they've overcompensated there on earlier double commits.
I love the creativity here from KCorp, though. They're throwing the ball up to the corner, they're faking it, they're passing back, going for the drop down right now, and they're just keeping BDS guessing. So is Monkey Moon, he's gone for the bump. The bump came through on Seiko as well. He couldn't find a shot on net. Nevertheless, no bumps came through from either side, and Monkey Moon trying to force the ball forward here. 40 seconds on the clock. BDS need to find an equalizer, or they'll be thinking, why did we not call a timeout in the last game? This could be open. Big trouble. No. Rise has just flung the ball so high, so hard, and just nowhere near the net.
Oh, I mean, he took it so early. He just rushed the shot. He probably thought he had no time to take it, but he arrived so early. That is a very difficult one to react to. And he stuck it in the crossbar. Still not over. Seiko 1v1 with Exotic. Goes for the simple play. It doesn't work. Exotic stands tall.
And now it's open down the other end at KCorp. Well, BDS, they had to throw everything at the final play. It means they concede one down the other end. KCorp, a fantastic game. And, well, that just feels like the momentum from the previous game, Johnny. They've run with BDS. They had a late charge. They found some opportunities, but they couldn't grab that opening. They couldn't make the most of it. KCorp will be moving on to match point, and BDS are in big trouble. We have to see a timeout now, surely.
Yeah, I mean, now they have to be calling it, or it just doesn't make any sense. But the last game, obviously they didn't. Yeah, they have called timeout here. They must have been feeling after the last game that, you know, the mental game is fine, the comms are still productive, and that they had a good game plan going into the next game. But it hasn't worked out. Well, I think the overthinking in defense got them in a bit of trouble here. Got them 1 goal down, and then rushing it in attack also prevented the comeback from happening. But you know, we have to give KCorp credit for this, because it's KarmiCorp's ability to keep the pressure on BDS that's forced previous double commits to happen in this series, and that's obviously caused BDS to overcompensate. Think about the problems BDS have in attack as well. BDS rushing to attack. Why are they doing that? Well, it's because every time that they don't rush, they get beaten to the ball. So it's all about what KarmiCorp have done previously in the series. That's making BDS rush and making BDS, I think, overthink and eventually make mistakes. But okay, they've got a timeout here, so they can figure this out. I think overall, what we've seen today, I think they've got what it takes to beat KarmiCorp. It's going to be tough, but I think they can do it.
You can just see the body language here as well, and as a body language expert, they just look a little bit rattled, and almost they're not exuding the most confidence right now. Obviously, they are down in the series here, 3-2 down, and they just feel like they know what they need to be doing, but they're just not quite connecting, as you said, offensively, defensively. The communication isn't coming through. It just feels like it's not instinctual Rocket League right now from BDS. And that play personifies that. Vatira just walking around the defense. No one willing to put a hand up. If BDS can get back on the same page, we will have a series. We will have Champions Field. But, I mean, if the last 2 games are anything to go by, Johnny, this... I mean, as a body language expert, KCorp are in cruise control right now.
Lots of tension, clearly. Exotic really feeling the pressure of the situation there as he reclines on his chair. I don't know if they've got any skylights in the KCorp facility, but with weather like it has been recently, would be a nice addition. You know, get a little bit of sun tanning in between games. Exotic's definitely got the chair for it, but we're going to need to jump into Neo Tokyo. Not the best weather in Neo Tokyo. It's a very familiar weather for me as a Scotsman. Always raining. I mean, have you ever wondered what this map would look like dry? Have we ever had that Neo Tokyo dry, Neo Tokyo day? Don't believe so.
Well, now you mention it, I didn't realise it was raining because I've got a potato PC, no graphic settings, no weather effects.
What?
Well, Exotic's got a beast of a car behind him as he finds a kickoff goal. The worst possible start off the timeout. Seiko just goes flying past it.
Yeah, I think Seiko is probably trying to play a bump on the... he tried to bump Exotic there. That's actually really well played by Exotic. It'll be an underrated goal, I'm sure, because Seiko thought Exotic was going to rush that shot, flipped to where he thought Exotic would be to bump him, and Exotic just stopped. He just stopped moving and then shot the open net. So honestly, well played there by Exotic. A very subtle play, a play that might, not get any credit from certain people, be called, invisible. But I think you got to give Exotic his flowers for that one.
Yeah. Well, this right now is going to be a big test of what BDS are really made of here. Backs against the wall. Huge touch from Vatira there. Keeps the attack alive. Both corner boost grabbed. Exotic trying to go to work. Rise just throwing himself for the ball, but he doesn't have a mid boost to land on either. That means Vatira has a lot of time up in the air as Itachi now. The man to grab that mid boost can also get to work. He's looking for bumps, looking for an air dribble. And BDS right now, as you said, this is a true test of what they're made of. They were pretty up and about after their Friday, letting everyone know about the results, but let's see what they're made of when their backs are against the wall. They're 1 goal down, facing match point. Can they find a way back into this game?
Oh, well, not yet. Vatira makes it 2-0. And just relentless aggression again. BDS all clumped up at that near post. Exotic bumps Seiko as he jumps to challenge the shot. And that leaves it completely free for Vatira to score. And Exotic again just with the perfect play in the position. He's done well there. Such a difficult player to really understand. If you only look for the air roll, if that's all that catches your eye, Exotic is not going to catch your eye as much as he should, because he's doing a lot for his team right now. Just the very simple stuff.
Yeah, the bot Fennec is well and truly in business right now, and maybe Seiko is the 50-50, but Itachi's right there to challenge the ball, help out his teammates. And ever since Game 5, Johnny, it just has felt like KCorp on a different level. They're syncing up so much better than BDS. Vatira getting bumped. Seiko, a little bit of room to work with. Tries to pop the ball up, but it just feels messy right now from BDS. They can't quite get anything working, and even when they're pushing forward, they're not all on the same page right now. Monkey Moon having to force a challenge, but again, no one there. Itachi, he's right there. Flip reset. Exotic waiting in the wings as well. Maybe now there's a chance. Can Seiko get above? No. Everything working right now in the midfield for KCorp.
I mean, it's just, you can't just air dribble the ball straight at Exotic and expect him to get out of the way. That's the second time this game and the last. Oh, that's better though from Seiko. Pinches it middle. Monkeyman is ready for it. What a center ball that was. I think it actually deflected off the KCorp defender, and that's why it's ended up going so quickly. Pitch between the two cars. KCorp were not prepared for the ball to come into the middle that quickly.
Yeah, the big mistake there was Exotic. He just rotated front post, too aggressive, and found himself so awkward. Obviously, the pinch you can't expect, but you still have to be ready for any situation there, and just got a little bit aggressive on his positioning, a little bit overconfident, particularly when you're 2-0 up. You sort of have to be ready for every scenario and find yourself at least somewhat back post a little bit deeper. Seiko pushes forward, bumps, it's open, he wheels it in, and we got a tie ball game.
What a play off the ball. Rise, Demos Itachi, Demos Exotic as well, and then Seiko, credit to him, through the smoke, hits the tap in from close range. I mean, that's missable. I'm pretty sure that's missable for a lot of players in the Rocket League community.
Confirm it is missable. You've heard it here first. Can BDS get another one now? They have turned it around. They found a couple of goals, an avenue in, and perhaps they've just synced up again, but the double commit will hurt. The shot on net, Seiko. Guess who has been the hero for BDS? Working his way back into this game. BDS working their way back into this series. And a certain goal goes begging there. Seiko again throwing it on net. He wants an infield pass. Wise. The cannon getting finished. Monkey Moon has an open net. And BDS 2-0 down. 3-goal swing.
Oh, Seiko saves the team at one end and then sets them up at the other. He's not going to get any credit for this one, but Rise and Monkey Moon join the attack to put in a third goal. You know, I think if one thing, CJ, they're not hesitating. Rise and Monkey Moon with a very committed double commit there, but Seiko is there to save them.
Sometimes that's what you need, you know, to almost go a couple goals down and really just throw caution to the wind. It can sink them back up, play with a bit more freedom, and we're seeing that. Rise going for double demos. Look at Seiko just cutting rotation, but it's got to work because Monkey Moon can just drop the dagger. Vatira has pre-jumped underneath him, kept the ball alive, and perhaps kept Game 6 alive in the process.
Just over a minute left. 3-goal swing for BDS now. KCorp have to answer, or we are going to go to Game 7. Massive swing. BDS have dug deep. They've just sent absolutely everything at KCorp. There's zero hesitation. Playstyle seems to suit them as Monkey Moon beats out his man. It's bounced into the middle. Vatira gets a piece of it, but it's still BDS's to play. Seiko to the backboard. Monkey Moon has options, and he picks out the right one. Seiko snipes Itachi to leave it out wide open.
Have you ever seen this much physicality from BDS? It's been Rise and now it's Seiko. Monkey Moon just floats the ball on the net. Seiko, his little man, does the rest here, and BDS have scored 4 on the bounce. And we might be dancing our merry way to Champions Field. Would we want it any other way? It's another open net, and Rise puts it home.
FF, I think it's time to go next. KCorp just got it all wrong here. Monkey Moon does Vatira. Exotic can't hang with the heat. And now with 3 goals to go, BDS just have to avoid the opening goal KCorp put on them. It was a kickoff goal. Can they play it safe?
It just goes to show how quickly you can flick the switch and turn a game around, turn a series around. BDS at the start of this game, the last couple, they were looking like my ranked teammates. There was no cohesion. They had no idea what was going on, but now it just feels like everything is clicking.
As someone who's played ranked with you, CJ, I do take that a little bit personally, but I'll admit, you're not wrong. Very similar. This looks to be over. We're going to Game 7. No timeouts left for either team. They've already been used. They are just going to need to have a quick chat about this and then get stuck in. I've got to say, though, I much rather see this zero hesitation BDS than whatever we saw in the last game, where we got no one going for the ball. I think it suits them. I think this is the play style that works for them. Just full aggression, all-out pressure, all of the demos alongside perfectly timed attacks. This is what they need to do. If they can do all of this and just keep their heads in the game, I'm convinced. I'm convinced this team can go the distance in this tournament. I'm convinced they can go the distance in any tournament. This is a chance for BDS to get their revenge on KCorp.
This is world class right now, and they've absolutely figured it out. It almost felt like they just caught KCorp napping. You know, they got the first 2 goals. They go 2-0 up here in Game 6, and it almost felt like they went into conservation mode, ready to run down the clock, and all of a sudden BDS change up the pace, and they have no response. It was just a goal fest for the last 2.5 minutes of that game, and what a way to just move themselves into champ field as well. Game number 7, though, momentum is at an all-time high. The swing around of momentum as well has been a sight to behold within the game. It goes to show that this team, they're only new as a roster, Johnny, but well, they're dynamic. They've got ways to change it up on the fly.
Yeah, and I think clearly the biggest difference from this version of BDS and the previous iterations is that they do have that real comeback potential. They've got the real belief, even 2 goals down in Game 6. Match point KCorp, they come back and score 5. And this is something that they've lacked for a long time. I think all the baggage of the losses they suffered over the years are starting to add up. Now they're just playing with free from all of that. And it's no fault of any other former teammates. It's just that sometimes you've got to let all of that go, and having, as we call it, a honeymoon period is the easiest way to do that. They're thriving in theirs right now.
Look at the change-up right now. Seiko had 0 boost there. He challenged 3 different plays. He's always on the ball. And there is an open net for BDS. Monkey Moon walks it home. And this change-up is a sight to behold right now from this team. KCorp have no answers at all.
Again, it's the Rise demo. Just as Monkey Moon takes off, Rise rapidly advances. Demo's the last man. And that just leaves it completely open. Monkey Moon are landing a demo on Vatira as well. They're getting physical, and KCorp are not expecting it. Oh, what a pass by Rise. Monkey Moon denied by Exotic, though, who, of course, plays the ball. And Vatira's there to tie the game.
This is the danger for BDS. If you're going to change it up, start being more aggressive, you have to be committed. Last man, and you have to make sure you get it over the top of your opponent.
Yeah.
KCorp get a cheapy, Johnny, and the interesting thing now to watch, ladies and gentlemen, is do BDS go into their shells a little bit off that, or do they continue what's been working for them, that aggressive offensive play?
Oh, it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy answer with Rise first play here, but Vatira spots the mind game a mile away, sends it long into the BDS half. BDS have to remember that against KCorp, you need to know when you're actually beating them to the ball and when you need to take the 50-50, because these guys have got some good 50-50s. Very strong hitboxes behind every ball.
Big whiff.
That one. Itachi's missed it completely. Oh, the double commit! What just happened for BDS?
Seiko went for the pass, but he had no boost to get it away from the ball, and he's hit it again. He didn't want to. The teammate was there. The follow-up, it would have been a goal. Monkey Moon, it still could be a goal. It's Itachi, just gets back. Rise trying to work the ball around. Itachi throwing himself. KCorp switching up the pace now. As we have that tie ball game, the change-up is huge right now from KCorp, but BDS, they're responding. They're fighting right now. This is a midfield game for the ages. Monkey Moon throwing it forward. Rise is there. The ball to be won. Seiko, he's been half rotating for the last 2 games. And I love seeing it here from a BDS perspective.
Oh!
Rise goes for a 50. Blocked out by Vatira.
Oh!
Another shot on net. Another beat off the corner. But KCorp, they're defending. They're holding on for now.
It's just an all-out battle as a team bump lands in the midfield. It's actually going to work in BDS' favor. Seiko team bumped into position by Rise. Of course, not intentionally, but they almost made something of that. Monkey Moon looking for those corner wall bangers. He's trying to center it by slamming it into the corner walls over and over again here. Actually, Rise has lobbed that up. No one's got the boost to go for it from KCorp. Monkey Moon low 50s it into the middle. Rise cut, beats by Vatira though. And here goes Matty over the top. Seiko follows it the whole way.
Massive pre-jump there, no boost to work with, but he does get the touch. Now Monkey Moon, he's trying to use a bit of space. Great pass play, maybe one back to Monkey. He puts it behind him and he does the rest. BDS get the lead in Game 7.
Seiko had the fake bump onto Exotic to create some space, and then it's the 1-2 pass. The dunk from Monkey Moon follows through his own shot, and with just less than half the game to go, they put themselves in front.
Just that poise from BDS under pressure to go that extra pass. We saw it in game number 2, the change up from BDS, and we're seeing it again in game number 7. Under pressure, they're still willing to throw that extra pass. Use their teammates. Another shot on net. Now BDS is in trouble. KCorp pushing forward. Now we've got a counter-attack. Rise has boost. He's throwing it central. The bumps are coming through. Vatira's up for the challenge. As Monkey Moon has to find his teammate, does well. Uses Seiko on the outlet and finds an opportunity to push downfield.
Well, look at this from BDS. A brief moment where they've just slowed the game right down here. They want KCorp to overcommit. They're saying, all right, come on then, let's play in our corner. You're trying to make us play in your corner all series. How about you do the same to us? Still, time for KC. Itachi with a bit of a free ball. But his lob doesn't find anybody. Seiko with an early interception. And Rise follows up quickly. It's end-to-end stuff here. BDS playing safer than earlier.
Yeah, everyone respecting the Seiko double there means Rise gets a free touch, and well, they might not be out of trouble just yet, BDS, because KCorp, they're pushing forward. Itachi's looking for the challenges, trying to find someone to bite, but Seiko wants another one. He's on big whiff. Vatira's missed the ball, and Monkey Moon says, thank you very much. I'll take a hat trick in the big one.
Seiko just got enough on it. Vatira missed it by the smallest of margins, but he missed it. And it's the 2-goal gap. BDS in front. KCorp need to get control of this game, and they need to get control of it soon.
The man who was once easily the best player in the world, well, he just might be, and how good's the pitch? Exotic, he dives at the ball. Monkey Moon throws the ball up a touch. He has to just buy time for his team. Everything right now coming off for BDS, but maybe it's now coming off for Vatira.
Oh!
Goes high, and the bump just relieves all kinds of pressure here on the half of KCorp. Shot on net, the bump goes through, but the double commit on the save was everything KCorp needed.
Oh, now the counter
Now
attack's
it's
almost
open.
landed. Seiko missed! Oh my goodness! Just when you thought it was the home straight for BDS, the miss comes through from Seiko. I mean, that's a tough read to be fair, but he didn't expect it to bounce off the back wall as it did. And of course, the Merchant is there for the finish.
Just when you think it's over, there's another chapter. You've got to turn to the next page, and right now, KCorp, they want to move on into the winners' final. BDS have felt like they had it written. It was all over.
Oh my goodness.
What? The shouting and now the bumps. It's absolute chaos. The structure's been thrown out the window here. 30 seconds left. KCorp trying to find the goal, and maybe it's going to be Seiko who says, no, thank you. We're going to be moving on.
Overeager to force the issue. KCorp have been punished. Seiko capitalizes on a vicious 50-50 that bounced into the middle. Itachi was much closer to the play, hoping it would not do that. Now 24 seconds remain. KCorp have got it all to do.
Seiko throws the ball forward. There has to be a goal right here, right now. Vatira tries to launch it. There's the bump.
Oh
There's the
my
plays. It's not over yet, Johnny boy.
What are we witnessing? Vatira with the air dribble bump pass. We've got Exotic bumping on rotation as he leaves the play, and Itachi's there to finish it off. I mean, talk about commitment to the play, but they've got to do it again.
There's a chance. There's a chance. The KCorp fans, the blue wall, they can feel it in the air right now. Vatira, he's won the kickoff. He's got boost. Rises up. He's pre-jumped. He wants to end this one. He's beaten Exotic as well. Itachi keeps it in. He's got boost to work with Exotic, but Monkey Moon, the man that scored the hat trick, he ends the game, and BDS do it in 7.
Oh, just look at what it means to them. I mean, we've got all the teams except Moist already locked in for the major. You'd think that they wouldn't really mind about seeding, but look at what it means to them. BDS get a win over one of their biggest rivals in a thrilling 7-game series, and that puts them top 3 for the 3rd event in a row. So consistent after such an unsuccessful season. And KCorp will have to play again later on today, and it's going to be a tough one against CJ. No, you're going to like this. Moist Esports.
I tell you what, Vitality versus BDS in the upper bracket final is going to be an absolute doozy as well. We have some mouth-watering contests, but what a fight back, Johnny, from BDS there. Game 6, they were down out there. They were 2-0 down. They won that game 5-2 in the end. That was just... It's almost you had to watch the game to believe it. You see a 5-2 scoreline. You felt like it was one-sided, but that game was anything but.
Yeah, started off 2-0 for KCorp. It looked like they were just on a fast track to ending the series. BDS didn't look like they had anything left, but they dug deep, and they've shown that they have got guts, they've got determination, and that they've got that real ability to just mentally reset that's been missing all season. You know, previously in the season, if they go down in those kind of score lines, it's over. They're not coming back. But now they're coming back. They're beating teams like KCorp, the defending major champions. I mean, BDS are making a real case for themselves, not just as, one of the teams that you're presenting, but one of the favorites for the upcoming major, definitely for this weekend.
If that is any idea of what's to come, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a big weekend of Rocket League. Do not go anywhere.